Welcome to the Apex Fundamentals series.
Hi friends!
This is a series where I'll break down the core concepts behind high-level Apex Legends gameplay. I've hit number 1 8 times, I've IGL'd at multiple LGS LAN events, and I'm here to show you how the game actually works. I'll go through every important mechanic and concept within the game and explain one of them at a time to help you guys win more games. So today we're going to start with a concept called tempo. So you might be asking, what is tempo and why does it win games? In simple terms, it means who controls the pace of the play, who's forcing actions, and who's reacting to them. But I like to think of tempo as something more visual. It's like the tides. The pressure builds, then it fades. It comes, and it goes. And every time it shifts, the team that has tempo changes. If your team gets a knock and pushes off it, you have the flow, the positive tempo. You're setting the pace. You're the one choosing what happens next. But if you're cracked, healing, or just responding to the enemy's moves, you have the negative tempo. You're reacting, not acting. So, if Apex ever feels random or like you're always a step behind, it might just be tempo you're missing. Because tempo isn't just a tactic, it's the foundation of fundamentals. If you don't understand time and how to use it, how will you be able to apply anything else properly? So, how does tempo show up in fights? Get a knock, burn their utility, force a heal, every single one of those will buy you time. When you have tempo, you control the fight. You control where it happens, you control when it happens, and you control how it happens. Think of it like this. When you're ahead in time, you have more options. When you're behind, you're reacting. And at the end of the day, reactions are always going to be slower than decisions. Picture this. Your favorite streamer, let's say MG Clutch, is live on Twitch right now. He's tearing through ranked lobbies, killing everybody, okay? You're probably asking yourself, how does he do it? And at the end of the day, it's not just aim, it's not just movement, it's utilization of tempo. Tempo isn't just for fights, this is very important. Tempo shows up everywhere throughout the entire game. When you rotate early, you create tempo. You get to set up, scout, hold space. When you rotate late, you're reacting. You're already behind the clock. That's tempo in its purest form. Tempo in its purest form is a team holding a power position with LOS over open ground, with other teams forced to run in. One team holds, the other team has to move. Let's say you hit a scan first, and you get to see where everyone is. You loot efficiently. That means you're ahead in time before the mid-game even starts. If you're in late, you don't get to choose your fight. You land in bad spots, you fight under pressure, you burn resources before you've even had a chance to play the game. The ring isn't just a timer, it's a tempo engine. You either use it to stay ahead, or it's gonna force your hand. Even third partying is about tempo. You show up late, you're clean up, you're just gonna die. You show up on time, you're just gonna kill everyone there, and now you've got more time to yourself. If you wanna play smarter Apex, start thinking in tempo. Who has it? Who's running out of it? And how you can use it before someone else does. So I have an example of tempo from a game in ranked when I was solo queuing. In this case, I've cleared out the entire side of my map. I've killed all the teams that are surrounding me, and I've gained all the space possible. I now have 15 seconds till ring close to where I get the information of where zone 5 is pulling. Instead of me taking that time, I make the wrong decision, which is to try and pressure both of these teams. This ends up going horribly, and I almost lose the game because of it, where my teammate gets knocked. Luckily, we managed to reset, but I never should have made this decision in the first place. After we get the reset, I am now forced to take the original 15 seconds to see that zone 5 pulled to this side of the map, and if I rotate here for free, I win the game. Instead, I made a decision that I shouldn't have made when I had tempo. And this is like the best example I can show you guys, because a lot of the time there is an obvious play that you should make, which even pros and like top players sometimes don't see. So make sure you're giving yourself that opportunity. If you've gained time and you have it, make sure to use it. So, for the second example, 100 Thieves were forced into negative tempo. They were forced to reset and had a terrible spot on the middle part of this Lotus building. Falcons and Nip have just fought on the bottom floor of this building. This is 100 Thieves' time and opportunity to regain tempo back and have a positive spot that allows them to fight their way into the next zone. If they don't do this, they will not have another opportunity available to them. So Phony calls this, they drop and they play to wipe a weakened Nip after they wipe Falcons. So, they zip up, they play pressure, they start pushing, and they play to kill them. So doing this now allows 100 Thieves 40 seconds to both plan out what they're going to do for the next ring, execute what they're going to do for the next ring, and carry on that momentum they've just gained. So 40-50 seconds later, they queue through this wall and they just slam the team on the outside. If they never third party this bottom floor, they never would have had the opportunity to do this because they never would have had the time. So right here, they just queue through and play to fight this team. They end up getting an extra 3 kills and wipe VP, who were properly planned but just couldn't win the fight. And that's another 6 points that 100 Thieves have just gained from one simple situation. Fast tempo breaks structure and it will cause people to make mistakes. The second the team hesitates, the second they stop communicating clearly, that's your opening. So, the next time you're in a fight, don't just look for damage, look for hesitation, and when you feel it in shift in your favor, make your move. And here's the part most players miss, having tempo gives you options. You can use that time to get stronger or to get ahead. You can have one team looting Evo caches and upgrading their gear, or one team rotating to a strong building or like holding a choke. That's in comp where you have edge teams and zone teams. Both approaches lead to wins. It's just whichever one you prefer and how good you are at each one. Do you need to be stronger for zone 4, or do you already need to be inside and do you need to be holding people out? It really depends on each individual zone. You might be asking yourself, how do you create tempo? Well, sometimes it's as simple as being the faster team. Faster rotates, faster decisions, faster plays. There are 2 major ways to use your time in Apex, and both of them create tempo. You can use that time to gear up. The second option is you use that time to rotate early, set up a position and force other teams to react to you. If you take a power spot early, you get to hold the timing advantage and make other squads make the mistakes. If you spend your time wisely, you're investing into future fights, which can pay off heavily, or you're investing into the now. You're basically deciding right now, do you want to become stronger or do you want to get ahead on position? Strong teams do both, but the biggest point and the biggest takeaway here is don't waste tempo. Don't just do nothing. Tempo doesn't just mean fast, by the way, it means freedom. The more of it you have, the more you can control how the game plays out. And this is where the current meta legends make a real difference. Ultra lets you skip rotating entirely. She basically just gets to teleport around and then back and forth. Nova skips the entire loot phase. Taffy just gets a beacon and a zipline. Like, all these abilities give you like tempo at the end of the day. For the final segment is how to read tempo live. And you now have a good understanding of what tempo is, but do you actually understand how to react to it and how to read it in real time? So here's how to know when you've got tempo on your side. If you're the first to loot, the first to rotate, if you're the one choosing the fight and you're not reacting to it, if you knock an enemy and you instantly full send, you're forcing them to react. You have tempo. It basically means that you have the ability to slow the game down or speed it up. You get to choose exactly what happens next. When you lose tempo, you're reacting to zone, you're healing while they're pushing, you're stuck in a bad POI where the rest of the lobby moves. That's what losing tempo looks like. So when you're watching that next fight unfold, ask yourself, who's making the decisions? Am I making the decisions or are they? Who's chasing? Who's resetting? Who has the time and who's running out of it? At the end of the day, and once you know how to control time, every other fundamental inside of Apex will become easier for you. It's not about just moving fast, it's about using time better than everyone else. Whether you're looting fast, rotating smarter, or forcing mistakes, it all starts with someone who controls the pace. If this helped you out, make sure to drop a like and let me know in the comments what fundamentals you want next. I'm building a series for players who actually want to improve at the game from people who've actually done it themselves. I've only recently learned about some of these fundamentals myself and been applying them, and it's helped me get so much better as well. So, this is Apex Fundamentals. Keep her lit and have a great day.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!